everybody, this is Erica Serwin from Pink Buckaroo Designs. I have a new little project for you today. It's a really sweet shaker box. It measures 2 inches by 2 inches. And we're going to alter one of the boxes that Stampin' Up! Has in their catalog to make this. The stamp set that I am using is called Ray of Sunshine, and it is in the main catalog, the annual catalog, and it is great. I've always wanted some sentiments that included sunshine, like you are my sunshine. Alright, the first thing you're going to need is a tiny treat box, and those are in the Occasions catalog on page 5. You get 25 of these for $6.95, so that's a really, really good value. Now you're going to need to cut your box before you have even put it together. So I'm going to line up this score line right here with the 1-inch mark, and I'm going to get my cutting blade and I'm going to cut until I get all the way through. That way I have 2 pieces, and you can use either side, whichever side you want. I'm going to use the bottom. You're just going to put it together as it is intended, and that means, let's see, I always have to think, I'm going to put this one down first and then the sides, and then this little tab goes in there. So there you have the bottom. Okay, now for the lid, you're going to need a piece of daffodil cardstock that measures 3 inches by 3 inches. And we're going to score this on my Simply Scored, but I have done something different so that the lid slides easily on top of the bottom. I've taken a stack of about 5 or 6 Post-it notes and put it right there on the edge. And I'm going to put my cardstock over here. That creates a teeny tiny little gap here, which is going to create a gap so that the square in the middle is just a tiny bit bigger than the base. Now I'm going to go around and I'm going to score at 1/2 inch on all 4 sides. Okay, there we go. Now before I do any cutting, I'm going to go ahead and do my stamping. You're going to need this circle and the triangle ray, and I'm going to use Daffodil Delight ink. Now when you stamp on the Daffodil Delight ink with daffodil cardstock, or the opposite, when you stamp on daffodil cardstock with the same color ink, it makes it a little bit darker. And I'm just going to go around and kind of eyeball. Whoa, throwing stamps today. I'm going to go around and stamp this. I'm just eyeballing it. It's not going to be perfect, but you'll see in a minute that that edge is going to be somewhat covered up. Okay. Try not to pound your stamps on your ink pad. You just need to tap it like that. All right, so there we go. I think that's good enough for now. Now I'm going to go ahead and fold in those score lines, all 4. And I'm going to take my paper snips and I'm going to cut to here and here, and then do it on the opposite side. Now it doesn't matter which side you do this on, just make sure that you do it on the opposite. So if you did it over here, do it on that side, but don't do both. All right, now I'm going to add some Fast Fuse to these tabs. Fast Fuse has become my very favorite adhesive, and if you haven't given it a try, I highly recommend it. All right, so I put Fast Fuse on those tabs, and I'm going to fold this over like that. Now that has made our lid for the box. Okay, just a real simple design. You can see it goes right on there. Now we need to make the shaker part, okay? So what we're going to do is you can see how this right here is crushed curry cardstock. This kind of becomes crushed curry-ish, I always think, when you put the two daffodils together. So I'm going to take a piece of crushed curry, and I'm going to punch a 1-inch circle, and then I'm going to punch a 1 3/4 inch scallop circle around it. Move that out of the way. Framing it, okay? Now you've made a frame. Now you're also going to use something called a window sheet. This is something not everybody typically orders, and I marked it in our catalog so I can show you. It is kind of hard to see. It is on back here with Paper Basics, page 192, window sheets right here. It does emboss, does all kinds of things. All right, so when you have your window sheet, you're going to use your 1 1/4 circle punch, and you're going to punch out a circle. Okay? All right, now we're going to make our shaker. You're going to need a shaker frame, and these are wonderful. You can find these in the main catalog. They are called shaker frames, and they're circle pieces of foam. So I'm going to peel one off, and this looks to be like the third smallest, and I'm going to put it on there, but don't peel off that top part yet. Now I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit of glitter. Hopefully I won't be wearing it the rest of the day. Won't get it all over me. And then I'm going to take some of my gold sequin trim, and I'm going to cut that off and slide these, if I can get them. All my nails have broken. I have no nails to use now. See if I can grab them just like that. Well, let's just get them in there. And you can put as many or as few as you would like. They really aren't this difficult. They're just misbehaving for me today. Okay, I think that's enough for now. Where did that one go? There it is. Okay, now once you have all of that, oops, make sure that's stuck down there. I'm going to peel this part off. Well, shoot, looks like I might have gotten glitter up under there. All right, now I'm going to take my window sheet. We're going to stick that down right there. I think I've got it straightened out. Now I'm going to go back to this that I made just a second ago, frame, and I am going to use my glue dots. Here they are. And I'm going to take just a few of them and stick them on. I think 3 would be enough. And I'm going to place that. And you want to try to get it right on the edge so that you can't really see that shaker adhesive there. Okay, so there you go. There's the main construction of your box. Now to keep it together, because it's kind of loose, it can come off, I am going to take my crushed curry baker's twine, and I'm going to double up on it. I'm going to use 2 strands, and I'm going to use them as one. So I'm going to pretend like I have one. And I'm going to just tie these. Let's see if I can get my scissors over here. And I'm going to tie this box together. Now this will just slide off when your recipient gets it and they want to get into their candy. Okay. All right, now I'm going to slide it just a little bit this way, because now on a piece of Whisper White cardstock, I'm going to use the sentiment, "You Are My Sunshine," and I'm going to use Strawberry Slush ink, and I'm just going to stamp it there. And then I'm going to get my Stampin' Trimmer again. The tools are piling up over here. And I'm going to cut this as skinny as I can get it. All right. I'm going to cut it flat like that. And I'm going to make a V. Did you see how I cut in the center there and then cut from each corner up to that V like that? I'm going to cut a little bit of that off, and I'm going to take my one more glue dot and I'm going to slide it right in there. We don't want to cover up too much of the window because we want them to see the shakers. All right, and there you have it. All right, guys, let me know if you have any questions. I'll have a link to the products underneath this video on my blog if you'd like to order anything. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.